Hello and welcome to Trailside Chats. My name's Tim. I'm here with my colleague Robin. It's early January and minus 32 out before the wind chill. We thought we'd take this moment to talk about vehicle winter preparedness.
Okay, well here we are. One of the things we mentioned earlier is traveling in the backcountry, and when you go and you come up north, one of the most important parts is being prepared, especially when it's winter time. And coming into conditions when the weather's this cold. If you ever have an accident, you could be without help for quite some time.
Yeah, so even the most reliable vehicle should carry with them some bare essentials that will ensure your safety in the event of an accident.
Yeah, and what we wanted to do is go through a few items. They don't take up a lot of room, and they would stay in your car, and we're going to go through each one of these, and if you ever needed them, it's always that sense of security that you've got them and you can rely on them. So why don't we start with a few things to start off with. Obviously when it's this cold, if you ever had your car go into the ditch, a sleeping bag is probably a great item to have. This one is good for -8, and inside a vehicle -8, even in these conditions, this would actually provide some great comfort. And moving on with that one, we also have here a blanket that would work as well. So if you had another person with you, or you could wrap yourself up in this, and that sleeping bag would give you some great protection against just the state off of the cold.
And it is important when you're considering a sleeping bag or a blanket that it's wool or synthetic. Cotton doesn't retain its heat as well when cold, so it is important to have synthetic or wool blend materials for that sleeping bag and blanket. As well, a nice set of winter gloves is extremely important. If you need to do a tire change or dig your vehicle out, these in many cases are a really good item to have. As well, we do have some hand warmers here, and what's called a space blanket, which is essentially a mylar material that really works well to reflect heat back to you. We often turn these into boot liners or other things when your boots get wet as well.
Another thing, depending on where you're going to be traveling, and when we're in the backcountry, we tend to go down these back roads to look for things when we're out there. Obviously too, if you're going to end up having to stay longer, something as simple as almonds kept in a mason jar will last for a very long time, and they become a great nutritional treat if you're sitting outside in the cold for any length of time.
It's very true, Robin. Not that everyone needs this in their winter gear pack, but we do like to bring a stove as well and a pot to boil snow into water. Often when we're going off onto backcountry trips, a thermos pre-filled with some hot water or tea is also very nice to take the edge off in the event of an accident. Some of the more obvious features that we have here are things like jumper cables. As we were mentioning, today it's -32, probably closer to -40 with the wind, and often older batteries, older vehicles will have a real hard time starting in this weather.
They will, and if you leave your car for any duration of time to go for a snowshoe, nothing worse coming back and the car doesn't start and you don't have cables with you. What about this one here, Tim? This obviously is interesting as well.
Well, this is a real key item to have, especially traveling snow-covered roads or even the highway in these types of areas. I've actually been nearly first on scene to 3 different vehicles in the ditch this year already, and we're just the beginning of the year in January. So this is a tow strap. They do make many different varieties, but it is important to have something like this with you, whether you're getting yourself out of the ditch with someone's help or helping someone else.
Exactly, and a couple other items to add that are very handy. Number one would be this one right here, is a small shovel. A backcountry again, this is a saw, and it works very well to I can't even get it out of here right now.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's
frozen right now, but you can see this is a great item to have. These are almost better than carrying an axe, because again, when you're cold, if you're wielding this around in the forest, there is a potential for injury, whereas this one here actually works relatively well, and it works very well for cutting up small firewood.
Yeah. We also will use an axe or a saw, sometimes to cut purlins, which you can often use as leverage, or for cutting debris to slide in and under tires that might not be getting enough traction. Here as well, we have a number of items for not only lighting fires, but keeping a bit of the edge off when you're in your vehicle in the winter. Here's just a small beeswax candle, a lighter, a fire stick, and a pack of waterproof matches right there.
And the matches are in here.
So it is a good idea to have a number of these different fire lighting implements on hand, because as you may have seen, you know, sometimes these lighters, once you get down to this temperature, don't work as well as the classic old match or flint stick.
Or the flint stick, yeah. Now, believe it or not, with a couple more items, this one right here is the tire pump.
Yeah, just a small tire pump. This one runs off your vehicle battery, just in the event that your spare is flat or you have a low tire on your vehicle as well.
Now, in between those two things, everything with exception for the shovel and the axe will fit into this bin, as well as the little case that's beside Tim over there. So it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it will ensure that you have safe travels in these type of conditions when you're traveling anywhere in the north in more remoter areas.
We also have an extension cord for plugging your block heater in if you have availability to a power outlet, a small socket set, and a select number of tools and fluids as well that can really help get you out of a pinch if you're a little more mechanically inclined, as well as just a small assortment of first aid equipment, bandages, probably more fire lighters, good tinder for starting fires.
Yeah.
And any of those other things that you might need, antihistamines, ibuprofen, just a number of general things in here.
So I guess really we just really wanted to share this, because we do find that there are a lot of people that head up north, and when you leave an urban area like downtown Toronto en route to come up to an area in the north, you know, the weather in a 2-hour difference can be considerably different. And to be on the safe side, you know, we recommend some of these items. If you have any questions, you can always let us know through the channel. We can help you in preparing for what you're looking for, and we hopefully look forward to seeing you out on the trail.
Well, thanks again, guys, and safe travels this winter. We hope that you'll subscribe to our channel. Have a good day.
Thank you.